The immortal king of Egypt, Ramses II, often known as Ramses the Great, stands as one of the most remarkable figures in the history of ancient Egypt. His reign, stretching from 1279 BCE to 1213 BCE, lasted an extraordinary 66 years, making him one of the longest-reigning monarchs of the Egyptian New Kingdom. Ramses' reign marked the pinnacle of Egyptian power, wealth, and cultural achievement, known for his military campaigns, monumental architecture, religious devotion, and enormous family. Ramses II is often celebrated as the archetypal Pharaoh ruler who embodied divine authority and earthly supremacy. Born into the 19th dynasty as the son of Pharaoh II and Queen Tuya, Ramses was destined for greatness from an early age. He grew up under the tutelage of a father who was both a formidable military leader and a skilled administrator. By the time he ascended to the throne, Ramses had already been trained in military strategy, governance, and religious ritual, preparing him to lead Egypt into one of its most prosperous and secure eras. Early life and accession. Ramses II was born around 1303 BCE, possibly in the city of Avaris or Thebes. As the firstborn son of Seti, he enjoyed privileges that would shape him for leadership. From childhood, Ramses received rigorous education in martial arts, religious observance, and administration. Records suggest he accompanied his father on early military campaigns, witnessing firsthand the strategic planning and logistical skill required to maintain Egypt's borders. These formative experiences cultivated in him both a love for battle and an understanding of political diplomacy. At the age of approximately 25, Ramses ascended to the throne after the death of Seti. His accession marked the beginning of an era defined by ambition and grandeur. From the outset, Ramses displayed a desire to secure Egypt's borders, enhance its economy, and immortalize his reign through monumental architecture. His early years were characterized by assertive foreign policies and an energetic pursuit of military glory. Military campaigns. The warrior king. One of the defining aspects of Ramses II's rule was his military prowess. Among his campaigns, the Battle of Kadesh stands as the most famous, fought against the Hittite Empire near the Orontes River in modern-day Syria. The battle demonstrated both Ramses' bravery and his ability to manipulate propaganda to solidify his image as a fearless leader. The Battle of Kadesh involved tens of thousands of soldiers, with thousands of chariots clashing in fierce combat. Ramses personally led his troops, reportedly placing himself at the forefront of battle, a gesture that both inspired his soldiers and heightened his legendary status. Despite facing tactical challenges, Ramses claimed victory, although historical records suggest the battle was more of a stalemate. Nonetheless, he immortalized the battle in temple reliefs at Abu Karnak and Luxor, presenting himself as a godlike conqueror who single-handedly secured Egypt's borders. Beyond Kadesh, Ramses II launched campaigns in Nubia, Libya, and Canaan, asserting Egyptian dominance. Throughout the region, his strategic use of chariots, disciplined infantry, and intelligence gathering solidified Egypt's position as a major power. Importantly, his later years saw diplomacy triumph over war when he signed one of history's earliest known peace treaties with the Hittites, an agreement that ended decades of conflict and fostered stability. Domestic policies. A pharaoh of the people, while Ramses II is often celebrated as a military figure, his contributions to domestic governance were equally significant. He strengthened Egypt's administrative apparatus, ensuring effective taxation, resource management, and law enforcement. Under his rule, Egypt enjoyed economic prosperity, with trade routes expanding to regions such as Nubia, the Levant, and the Aegean. Ramses recognized the importance of both wealth and symbolism, supporting major building projects that employed thousands of laborers, while demonstrating Egypt's grandeur. Religious devotion played a central role in Ramses' domestic policies. He was a staunch supporter of Amun-Ra and other traditional Egyptian deities, contributing to temples and religious festivals. By aligning himself with divine authority, Ramses reinforced his legitimacy as both a mortal king and a god incarnate on earth. These efforts cemented loyalty among priests, nobles, and the common populace alike. Architectural and cultural achievements. Ramses II's ambition is perhaps best reflected in his architectural legacy. He undertook extensive building projects across Egypt, erecting monuments that glorified both the gods and himself. Among his most famous constructions are the temples of Abu Simbel, carved directly into rock cliffs, showcasing colossal statues of the pharaoh himself. These temples were designed not only as places of worship but also as enduring symbols of Egyptian power. The Ramesseum, Ramses' mortuary temple in Thebes, was another testament to his grandeur, featuring towering statues, massive pylons, and elaborate reliefs depicting his victories. The Ramesseum was both a religious center and a monument to his eternal legacy. In addition, Ramses contributed to the expansion of Karnak and Luxor temples, leaving an indelible mark on Egypt's sacred landscape. Artistically, Ramses, to encourage the creation of lifelike statues, intricate carvings, and richly decorated tombs. He was portrayed in various mediums as youthful, muscular, and godlike, reinforcing his divine image to all who entered his temples. His reign also popularized the depiction of himself alongside gods, a technique that would influence Egyptian art for centuries. Personal life. The king beyond the throne, Ramses II's personal life was as legendary as his public achievements. He married Nefertari, whose tomb in the Valley of the Queens remains one of the most beautifully decorated in Egypt. Nefertari's prominence reflected the pharaoh's devotion to her, as Ramses often depicted her alongside himself in temple reliefs. Beyond Nefertari, he had numerous wives and concubines, fathering over 100 children. His large family helped secure dynastic continuity, while also reflecting his immense wealth and influence. Ramses' personal devotion to religious rituals, state ceremonies, and temple construction further reinforced his image as a god. He was depicted performing offerings, attending festivals, and leading processions, all acts that symbolized the union of divine and royal authority. Later years, an enduring legacy, the later years of Ramses II's reign, were characterized by both stability and monumental achievements. Though age brought physical decline, he maintained authority and ensured that Egypt remained secure. His longevity allowed him to influence multiple generations of Egyptian officials, priests, and foreign leaders, leaving a mark on both domestic governance and international diplomacy. Ramses II's legacy is vast. He became a symbol of Egyptian power and divine kingship, and his name resonated long after his death. Pharaohs of subsequent dynasties often invoked Ramses' example, seeking to emulate his accomplishments in military, religious, and architectural domains. His monuments, inscriptions, and statues ensured that his memory would endure through millennia. Death and burial. Ramses II died around 1213 BCE at the age of approximately 90, leaving behind a stable, prosperous Egypt. He was buried in a grand tomb, KV7, in the Valley of the Kings, a complex that reflected both his status and belief in the afterlife. His mummy, discovered in the late 19th century, has provided modern scholars with invaluable insight into his life, health, and age of death. CT scans and scientific studies revealed a man of remarkable vitality who suffered the natural consequences of a long life, including arthritis and dental issues, yet retained the aura of a ruler even in death. Ramses II in popular culture. Ramses II's influence extends beyond archaeology and history into modern culture. He has been portrayed in films, novels, documentaries, and television programs, often emphasizing his military genius, architectural ambition, and godlike persona. While popular depictions occasionally exaggerate or romanticize aspects of his life, the historical record confirms Ramses II's status as one of Egypt's most extraordinary pharaohs. Conclusion. Why Ramses II was the greatest pharaoh? Ramses II's reign represents the apex of ancient Egyptian civilization. His extraordinary combination of military skill, administrative competence, monumental construction, and dynastic strategy secured his place in history. Through grand temples, colossal statues, and detailed inscriptions, he projected his power and ensured his legacy for future generations. He was not merely a ruler, he was a symbol of Egypt itself, strong, enduring, and divine. For historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts alike, Ramses II embodies the grandeur, ambition, and ingenuity of the new kingdom. His story reminds us that leadership, vision, and determination can leave an indelible mark on history, echoing across millennia. Even 3,200 years later, Ramses the Great continues to captivate, inspire, and symbolize the eternal power of ancient Egypt.